So if you've been dealing with patellar tendonitis or tendinopathy due to an overuse injury and for some reason it's just not going away, well, in this episode we're going to show you the single best exercise to help you with the patellar tendonitis and tendinopathy. Hey guys, it's Dr. Josh, and in today's episode we're going to talk about patellar tendonitis and tendinopathy. More specifically, we're going to work on the tendon and learn how to actually fix this. Now, one of the best exercises we can do is isometric exercises, because as a result of the isometric, we really get to have a lot of stress and loading that actually occurs on the tendon itself. Sometimes when we do all this types of kicking and all these types of banded extensions, it becomes too much movement, and also at the end of the day we don't tend to put a lot of stress through the tendon, and because we don't do that, it doesn't heal as well. So this one single exercise is going to help you. What you're going to need is likely some rig, a bar, some J hooks, and we're going to go through the entire exercise from A to Z, and we're going to tell you everything you need to know to get started with this exercise. One of the best ways to actually load the tendon is through an isometric contraction. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the bar, we're going to put it in a front rack position. We'll drop the J hooks below. If you don't have J hooks, you can also use pegs here. So we're going to come in and we're going to do a front rack here. And what we're going to do is we're going to scoop our elbows and we're going to push up with our feet. We're pushing into the ground. We're pushing. And what this looks like is a front rack squat, right? So what we're doing here is we're really isolating our position. We're pushing hard through the ground, and the research at this point in time says that we want to do this between a 20 and a 30-second contraction at about 70% operational force, which really just means for you is that you really should feel like you're pushing hard but not overhurting. You shouldn't be pushing 100%. You shouldn't also be pushing 10%. We need to be pushing hard enough that where the stress goes through the entire knee and not into just the muscles, because what happens is that the muscles eventually start to fatigue, and then the stress eventually goes down into the tendon. That will give the collagen and all the new synthesis, or DNA and RNA synthesis it needs in order to stimulate new collagen fibers so that you can start healing that tendon. So again, we'll wait about 1 minute to 75 seconds, maybe even 90 seconds depending on your fitness level, but don't wait more than 90 seconds. So after that 90 seconds, we're gonna come back in, we're gonna lift the bar back up, we'll squeeze under here, we'll push up, and we'll push through the ground. I don't want you on your toes like this. I don't want you all the way back where your butt is all the way back, but really directly underneath the bar, pushing up. And you should really feel like it's actually a lot harder than it looks. So it'll really spike your heart rate, and you should really feel this whole anterior chain really start to work. And to give you a better example, I'm going to switch an angle and I'm going to show you one more time. So assuming this is our third or fourth set and from a different angle, we're going to get underneath the bar, we're going to scoop it up, we're going to squat down, we'll come close to the bar, and what we're going to do is we're going to push. If you see my knees right here, they're really fixed, they're not widened out like this, they're not in, they're really pushing straight. My feet and ankles are nice and straight, and we're pushing up through the bar for about 30 seconds. So again, this is a great fitness and exercise that helps heal your tendinopathy once and for all. One final exercise that you can do after you do 3 or 4 sets of 20 to 30 seconds with about a minute to 90-second rest. After you do all that, a best bonus exercise is also to help stimulate the posterior chain. So we don't want to just work the front, and then have an over-dominant quad. We really want to start working the hamstring and the glute. One of my favorite exercises to do that as a exercise here is a single leg deadlift. So we can come in, and we can just come in and come up, down, and up. And to do it on this side, this is what it will look like here. And up, down, and up. You can have a soft bend in the knee, or you can keep it nice and straight, but if you need a little bit more help about single leg deadlifts, make sure you check out some of our other videos. To recap this entire exercise and isometric, you should be doing 20 to 30 seconds every time you do this, and then when you do these exercises, you should take a 60 to 90-second break, and you should do 3 or 4 sets. You're going to be doing this exercises 2 to 4 times a week. Optimally start with 2, work your way up to 3, And after about 3 or 4 weeks, you should feel a lot better in that knee, especially with doing the single leg deadlift. Remember, we got to do the front and we got to do the back, but at the end of all of this, it may seem like a little bit amount of exercise, but the truth is you don't need a ton of exercises to start actually making gains on your injuries or on your fitness. So just start with this, make sure it gets better, and then from there you can add on to more exercises into a more complete training program. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys in 2.